All right. Well, we are Mike and Darlene Basile. We've been members of the Bible Baptist Church for almost 20 years. It's a blessing to be part of this fellowship. We were asked to give our testimony, so I'll start off by giving mine. I got saved when I was in North Carolina. I was in the United States Navy. And like any unsaved person, my life revolved around sin. Every single night of my life, I spent going down to the bar district to try to find something to satisfy myself and get drunk every single night. One thing that I always saw downtown, there was this elderly gentleman standing on the corner handing out gospel tracts. And every single night I had to pass by this man, and he would hand me a gospel tract. Well, one thing I was taught as a child is I was to respect my elders. So I took the tract every single night, and when I turned the corner, I would wad it up and throw it in the ground. I don't remember ever reading one of them. And night after night, I walked by this man, and night after night, he gave me a gospel tract. I would even change my route so I wouldn't have to walk past this man. But one night, something different happened. I was walking by him, and the man spoke to me. He ran a serviceman center upstairs, and he asked me if I'd like to go upstairs and play a game of checkers. Well, like I said, I was taught to respect my elders, so I was kind of stuck. So I accepted the offer, went upstairs, and played checkers with him. I tried to play the game really fast, and he kept playing very slow. And over that game of checkers, he was witnessing to me. He was telling me about Jesus. He was telling me about my sin. He was explaining to me the gospel. And over that game of checkers, I got saved. I don't remember who won or lost that checker game, but I left that place the winner. Over the years, have thought about that man being in my way. Every single night, he was in my way. It just makes me wonder, who am I? Whose way am I in? Am I in somebody's way? They have to go around me to sin? I just want to be in somebody's way like that man was in my way.
I was a bus kid. I rode the bus, got rides with neighbors to go to church. Any opportunity I could get to go to church, I would go to church. My Sunday school teacher was Darlene Basile. She was the pastor's daughter. She had an all-girls Sunday school class. She got married while I was attending her class, and her husband took over the youth ministry. They would take us places, do things with us. One particular night, I remember they played games. We built a bonfire, roasted wieners, roasted marshmallows. We had a great time. And one profound thing that stuck in my mind that night was our youth pastor asked, "Did you have fun tonight?" And I was about 10 years old. And I said, "Yes, I had fun." And everybody's screaming, "Yeah, we had fun, we had fun." And he said, got real serious and looked at us and said, "Did you drink alcohol tonight?" We're like, "No." "Did you do drugs tonight?" "No." He said, "And you still had fun?" And he said, "Yes, we had a great time." That always stuck out to me. Shortly after that, Darlene invested some time in her girls, and she took us to a Christian camp in Brevard, North Carolina. We went up there for a week. We had chapel 3 times a day. Every night we had Bible study, and we never even thought, oh, you were going to church 3 times a day. We were just having fun. We had 3 meals, 3 chapels, Bible study, and it was great. I had the best time. And I remember one particular night, we were doing our Bible devotions, and I was on my top bunk, and there was about 6 bunks in there, and she came across Revelations 12:3. "Behold, I stand at the door and knock." And she stopped in the middle of the verse, and she looked around at each one of us girls, and she said, and pointing to our cabin door, she says, "If there was a knock at that door, could you answer it?" And I knew that I could not have answered that door because I knew she was preaching or teaching out of Revelations. And Revelations always scared me because I knew that was the end, and I knew I wasn't ready for the end. So she continued the Bible study. She finished, and as I was sitting in my bunk, I knew I needed to be ready for the Lord. I needed to be ready for Jesus Christ. And I slowly climbed off my bunk and walked over to her, shaking and trembling, scared to death. And I asked her, I said, Charlene, can you save me? And she looked me right in the face and she says, no, I cannot. And it was like the weight of the world had been dropped on my shoulders. My head dropped, my shoulders slumped, and I started to walk away, and I was very upset. And then she said, but I know who can. And she sat me down on her bunk. We opened the Bible, and we went verse by verse, showing me how to get saved, showed me what God did for me, what Jesus did, came down and shed his blood for me on the cross where he was the perfect sacrifice. And it was that night when I was 10 years old in Brevard, North Carolina, at a Christian camp that my parents had good sense to allow me to go to, that I got saved.